here somewhere, and I think Brumfield, I was told.
Right here.
And there's another guy, Robert, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name, Sostri. Okay. But those guys are here, and the first person I'm going to introduce right now is Bud Hell. For those of you that don't know Bud, he created, or basically created, one of the first stringing machines for racquetball and tennis rackets. Way back in '69. He also created the first oversized, if I'm not mistaken, and the 250G, which I'm sure a lot of you people know that racket or remember it. I know I've got a couple in my closet. As well as the CBK, which I know pretty much everybody here knows if you're over 40. But because of this gentleman right here, we have oversized rackets in the modern era of racquetball. So let's give a hand to this gentleman right here for moving racquetball in the new era.
For a long time. I sold my company to Prince years ago. And I've been off doing track and field and stuff like that. I'm putting in more of the body out. Not so much I can do anymore. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, here's a better one. Hey, okay, now I can tell. Yeah, I don't hear very well either. Now I can tell what I'm talking. Anyway, racquetball, you probably think racquetball is an old sport, but it's not. Racquetball is a new sport. It hasn't been around that long. And I was a pretty old guy, actually, when racquetball started. And long about I wasn't that old, actually. I was about the 50s, when I think it was old Slobeck, the guy that invented racquetball. He came out with a wooden racket. He got a couple of manufacturers to make a wooden racket. It's kind of a short tennis racket. It was kind of heavy. And he used that because he was kind of started playing paddleball. You know, paddleball was before that time. In paddleball, you had a kind of a heavy softball and a heavy paddle. It was a lot of work. And these guys, even closer. Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah, okay. All these guys were playing this little paddleball. They didn't like it very well because it was too much work, waving a big heavy paddle around trying to hit the ball hard. So anyway, old Slobeck invented this racquetball. He put strings in it and made it like a light, short tennis racket, really. And but it wasn't even that good because it was kind of heavy. And some of the players around San Diego, and especially Bud Muehlheisen and Charlie Brumfield, that was down there, they kind of wanted something that would work a little better than that. And they found out in talking to one of their friends that I had been experimenting with some aluminum tennis rackets way back in, when was that? 1950, about 60, about 65. I was doing some experiment with these tennis rackets even before the metal rackets came out. And the Heavy came out with one of the first, the Wilsons came out with their 8-meter. And, but anyway, Bud Muehlheisen heard that I'd been experimenting with these tennis rackets. He was asked his friend down at the tennis club about whether he, talking to him about that, and he said, "Oh, hey, Bud Hell's been experimenting with these tennis rackets. Maybe he can build you a racquetball racket." So anyway, he got Bud Muehlheisen came out to my little shop, and I had this shop actually that I had started because I had been experimenting with tennis rackets, and that was I couldn't string them because we didn't have a stringer, and the old ball stuff didn't work because it cut the string. So I had to invent another way. So I invented a little tennis racket stringing machine, and I was set up on a shop and was building that. So anyway, we were built out, but Bud came along and says, "Hey, well, can you build me a racquetball racket like this aluminum tennis racket, and maybe it'll work better?" So I said, "Well, okay, I'll give it a try." And he brought me out an old Dayton racket. It was a steel racket. Somebody had made a steel racket, put steel strings in it. And Bud said, "Well, the steel racket doesn't play so bad, but it cuts up the ball and it doesn't last very long, and it falls apart." So anyway, here's something that, kind of copy this, if you can make it better. And so I said, okay. And he said, I'm going back to a tournament. It's a national invitational singles tournament. And I want that racket because I want to go back there and do the best I can. So he went back to it, and I made it. I got it done for him in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and just in time for him to take the racket. He took it back, and he went back there with these 10, there was 10 guys that were invitational, singles invitational. And he played in that tournament, and he beat Charlie Brumfield in the finals. And everybody thought, wow, this guy's pretty good. What's this racket he's got? So everybody decided they wanted a racket just like that. So, but he wrote down a piece of paper, being all the names and addresses of 9 other guys. They wanted this racket. And so I started, making rackets for these 9 other guys. It turned out that about a month later, Bud and Charlie got together and wanted to play doubles. And there was a national doubles tournament back in Minneapolis where all the best, doubles players, they had a draw, like there's 36 pairs of double, 32, and they had 64 players back there. And Bud asked me, would I make another racket right away for Charlie? I did that. So anyway, Charlie and Bud went back to this national in Minneapolis, and guess what? They won. So they won this tournament, and these 64 players, all of them, 200 than Charlie and Bud, all came from all over the U.S., from the best clubs, and they wanted a racket just like it. So Bud came back with another list of 60 players that wanted these rackets. So I was busy making rackets for several months, and so we made rackets, long rackets, and got them out, and the players that the best players in all these clubs, they wanted these rackets. So we got them out, and so they started playing in their clubs, and everybody in the club wanted a racket. So I started getting these orders, and I got orders after orders. Boy, that's a really great way to start a company. You don't have to advertise. It was actually 2 years before I had to advertise a racquetball racket because they kept getting these orders. And that was really neat because the racquetball was just beginning, and Bud Muehlheisen and Charlie Brumfield got it going for me, and I really appreciate that. So it was a great thing. Well, left, it was going really good, and eventually racquetball kind of died down in the 80s, and we tried to experiment with some things that might help. And one thing was the television came on, and it was too fast. You couldn't follow the TV camera, and you couldn't see much. So we said, well, let's slow it down. So we got some bigger balls made and slowed the game down. But the good players, they didn't like that. They got to play with that big heavy ball. They want to hit the ball hard and make it go. So they did. So anyway, we never succeeded in that. And I can't take all the credit for the extra long racket, although I did follow the rules. The rules had there were certain rules that said you could make it so long, and I did make one initially called the XL. And old Bill Schmidt, he played in tournaments. He was pretty good. He played with the XL, and he liked that. But I never never made a larger one. And after I sold the company, they went ahead and made the even bigger ones and started putting them out. Even though they weren't legal for tournaments, they were so popular that eventually they made them legal. And now you guys got those big rackets where you can hit those 150-mile-an-hour serves. So anyway, I had a great time with racquetball, and thank you so much for this award. I hope that that's about it.
Let's give another round of applause for this film right here.